What if this just doesn't work for me? What if all in is not meant to work for everybody and I'm gonna be one of those people that is just... Hi, welcome back. My name is Esty, if this is your first time on my channel. I'm documenting my all-in journey here on YouTube. So, on the 12th of this month, I actually celebrated 6 months all in, which seems like a long time, but also a short time. And coming up now to my 7th month, because I haven't posted on here in a while. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what's been going on. The beginning of the year was a weird one. At the start of the year, you're usually making New Year's resolutions and you're excited to be starting a new year. You know, January hit and we're all still in this state of existing in a pandemic and not a whole lot changed. It's not like midnight happens and then magically everything changes. Probably for one of the first years, I really didn't have any weight loss or got to get back on my diet New Year's resolution, so that was really refreshing. I also though felt a bit down in the beginning of January just because I'm very far away from my family and my friends and been feeling a little bit lonely, but I have not used food as a coping mechanism for that, so that is a win in my eyes. So maybe 3 weeks ago I actually found that I was feeling way less hungry. I used to be the type of person where I woke up and I had breakfast because I was just thinking about food all the time and I was like, oh, it's a new day, I can eat. But now I'll wake up, I'll slowly have my cup of coffee, and then eventually I'm like, oh, I'm hungry now, let me have some breakfast. But I'm having it because I'm wanting it and to enjoy it. Now food, I don't really think about it through the day. I'm like, oh, I'm hungry, let's eat. But it's not on my mind 24/7. Another woo in my brain was I bake every Sunday with my family over Zoom. It's been such a good time. And I can eat those treats guilt-free and really enjoy them. And we were baking this last Sunday and I realized we still hadn't eaten all of the donuts that we had baked from the previous Sunday. And I had forgotten they were there. They just don't hold that power over me anymore. I've had way more energy this last 2 months. I've done a few more cardio type exercises now, incorporating more cardio back into my life just because I crave it, like I want a little bit more movement. Yesterday I went surfing for the first time ever and I caught 2 waves and I felt on top of the world. It was a very cool feeling. When I was on the beach getting ready to enter the water for the first time, I was kind of going through like a very body conscious moment. And then as soon as you're in the water and it's like fight or flight and you're trying to catch this wave, all of that goes whoosh. I was just loving life and I got up for the first time. Everyone in the water started cheering and I just like felt so happy in my heart. And in that moment, I couldn't care less what I looked like. I was just living in the moment, riding this wave, and I just felt happy. And my husband yelled, "That's my wife!" I got out of the water and I was starving. It's just like fueling yourself for your workouts and enjoying the workout. It's a different feeling than not eating and then forcing yourself to work out. To find things that bring you joy, and if you're 3-4 months into this and you're stressing out and you're swollen and you're puffy and you're so uncomfortable, persevere, because when you get to this point, it's only going to get better. I had someone comment asking how I dealt with body comparison. It was not easy in the beginning whatsoever, especially because people only knew me as one type of body type and I was terrified to be known as something different. And then moving here, I was terrified that people were going to have this like perception of who I am based on how I look, which is ridiculous. And I have to say that the body comparison is getting better. Just because someone looks a certain way doesn't mean you need to look like that. They could be struggling internally and you don't know. They could be sick, you don't know. Genetically, they're just meant to look a different way to you. You have to take in all these factors, and that's been helping me a lot. You don't know what someone else is going through. That body is just what they have on the outside, but there could be so much going on the inside that we just don't know. So there's no point in comparing yourself to somebody else. And saying that, I also want to touch on this. I've had people messaging me about like, okay, how long did this take and how long did this take? And I can tell you my experience, but that does not mean that it's going to be the same for you. And I know that from watching Stephanie Buttermore's journey. I know that my timeline has not been identical to her timeline, and I know maybe even 2 months ago I was in my head going like, what if this just doesn't work for me? What if all in is not meant to work for everybody, and I'm going to be one of those people that is just feeling puffy and swollen forever? And now 2 months later, I'm like, wow, it is working, and I'm so glad that I did this. And of course, there's still some days where I'm more negative towards my body, but they're fewer and farther between now. And also, I'm way more capable of rationalizing it in my mind now, because I'll wake up and be like, oh, look at myself, and then I'm like, well, yesterday you were having a really great day, and there's no physical way that your body has changed that much overnight. So you just have to get through those days. I'm able to get through those days now and able to not let that moment of like, oh, ruin my whole day. I'm just feeling happier in general, and I've even met a couple people here now, and I'm starting to, you know, feel more comfortable in meeting people because I'm more comfortable in me. This is gonna sound so silly, but I've shared pictures of my body now, which 2 months ago I would never have done, because I would have been so critical and I wouldn't want people to see what I really look like. So I'm getting more comfortable in my skin, and it's a fun feeling. And I had a few people message me, oh, you look really healthy, which in recovery, I freaking hated that word. Now, well, I'm still struggling a little bit, but now I can be like, you know what? No, I do look healthy. Like, my skin is glowing, and I'm eating, and my body's happy, and yeah, I do look healthy. It's not a bad thing. You want to look healthy. You want to be a healthy human. So, working on accepting that terminology. I think my swelling has pretty much gone away. Something that was really helpful to me to deal with the swelling in the beginning was laying on the floor with your legs up against the wall, so you're like this. That's your body and that's your legs. Just because it lets all the swelling go down from the day, so that would bring me a lot of comfort in the evenings. I also would use a roller on my face that I would keep in the fridge, just a cooling sensation on your face, especially when I was feeling super puffy. That really was helpful to me. Drink a lot of water. Water, water, water. Also, when I started All In, I was wearing flowy long dresses for the most part, and I'm slowly wanting to get back in the shorts and wanting to get back into like the tank tops and not being so scared to show my legs or my arms, which has been nice. And also, I have a really funny tan line, because for probably like my first 3 months here, every time I wore a swimsuit, I would have shorts on top, just because that's what was comfortable for me at the time. I actually bought myself some new shorts the other day. I bought a larger size than I wanted to, but I was like, I want to feel comfortable. I want them to feel flowy, and who cares what the label says? Sizing can be so inconsistent, so don't let a number on an article of clothing ruin your day, because that number means nothing. That number could be one thing in one brand and in another brand a completely different thing. So don't listen to the number, just try it on and feel good in it. My advice to you. I would say that my weight is starting to go down. I am seeing it. I have been less hungry, but I'm still eating. I had pizza last night and finished it for breakfast this morning. Food is not the issue, it's just my body knows food is coming now. So it's not in fight or flight mode, it's not holding on to everything. It's properly functioning every day the way bodies do. I'm just excited to keep going, and I think the next hurdle will be to not judge whatever will be. Not judge how far I go down or how far I don't go down. Just keep doing what I'm doing and keep filling my day with things that are bringing me joy. So that's this month's goal. I'd love to hear about how you are all doing. If you're all in, how is your journey going? Anything you'd like me to talk about, any concerns that you've been having. Hearing from other people helped me so much, especially at the like 3-4 month mark, where I think is the hardest. Like those first 4 months are really test you, but if you can get past them, it's worth it. But anyway, that's just a little update of all that's been going on with me. Thanks for watching, for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.